it's not difficult to believe. It's hard to swallow. It's a hard pill to swallow. That after five years of doing this, that my biggest barrier is I'm not watching the ball. That's like just such a bitter pill to swallow. And like, I don't find it fun. I'm not finding it fun to like, in the past 2 weeks, to like work on that. I feel like there has to be, my thought process when I'm angry at myself for not being able to react quickly enough is there's gotta be a better way to like be able to be super slow and still be able to play well. That's my thought that's my thought while it's happening, and I'm super frustrated that I can't read a super slow forehand in a backhand to backhand random forehand rally. So I did that with a Yumi and got really frustrated. She was also pushing me really wide and shallow, and she was trying to be nice, and she was like making the balls like drop here, and like it's wide and low, and that's like that's hard to deal with. All I want to do is be able to twitch and turn, and like give me the ball right here at the same speed you're doing it to me here. Anyway, it was frustrating. And then we played some matches and I won, and it was fine. But again, like my feeling all the time is proactive forehand in the rally after going, whatever, back into backhand, just in the rally. Proactive forehand, fine. Reactive, it's just not there, like at all. Everything is this, especially with the pip stance, so it's frustrating.
Yeah, I mean, there are two parts of that, right? Like, there's the your reaction piece, like a physical reaction part that could require training, and then there's the tracking part, right? So
it's hard to distinguish the two for me.
Yeah. Then there's because you track it well, you can see something really well, and then your body's just like you can't do it, right? Like, oh, I know. Like, I saw that early. I saw it's like my body's just like slow. And that's one. There's another. It's like, well, I just didn't catch it, and then now the ball's here, and then now your body can be fast and still make up for that, but that's like
to a limit.
There's two parts of that. Like, one is like your ability to really recognize the situation, and then your ability to react to what you recognize.
Yeah.
Right. So.
Right. If you're not paying attention, you can't react.
Right. Now, both of those parts you don't get enough training on. So the first is the reactions portion of it. Like, you spend a lot of time coaching, and most of the time you spend coaching, you're hitting with people that are hitting the ball very, very slowly. Right? So most of the time you're hitting the ball, it's like, you don't really need to track it. Right? Just hit it, they can hit whatever.
I can't. I have to be paying attention to the student. I'm barely tracking.
Right. So like, you're literally, I was gonna say you're not training yourself. You're literally anti-training yourself from doing it, and that's like that makes it very difficult for you to, as a player, to start picking up, especially because you spend more time, at least these days, probably like on the court with someone else than for yourself. But
100%.
Right. And then with your own training, like when you're drilling. Especially if you're just like kind of sticking with like portions of the table, you kind of know where the ball's going, right? A lot of that drilling, you don't have to track the ball, so it's very easy. So if you're not intentional about it, you're not going to spend your time on it, right?
I'm certainly doing more of it. Like, every drill like ramps up into random.
Yeah.
So,
and prior to like kind of reaching this like level where it's starting to become important, you can track it well enough for like certain speeds of shots, and you get away with enough stuff that like didn't make that big of a difference. Right? But now if you're like, okay, I'm playing the 15, 16, 17s regularly, it's like every little bit, now like they're pushing you to your limits of everything, right? Like, not just your skill limits, but your reaction limits, your physical limits, and your, every kind of limit right now. Whereas that particular dial, I guess, you weren't really tested on, too much before, because you can make up for it in other ways. So now you're kind of being pushed to have to do that, right? So I wouldn't say like, 5 years of this is like the biggest thing. I think tracking the ball at every single skill level is vital, and it's a relative thing, right? Because even the guys at MLTT, like they'll be playing their match in doubles, and I'll be like, guys, you got to track that ball better, right? For 2 shots. Like, it's the same stuff I'm going to say to 1,500 players playing doubles or recovering. It's exactly the same thing, just at a different level. It still happens. It just once you hit up against someone's testing you or challenging on your maximum, it's like, oh, I need to pay attention to it now,
Mhm.
right? Like I couldn't make up for it in other ways. Now this becomes really high priority. So yeah, that's not to say like it's not important. It's super important. It's also, kind of to ease your mind a little bit on it and be like, well, it's not like you could have spent so much time earlier. And it wouldn't have made that much more of a difference
Mhm.
through those stages
Mhm.
because no one was challenging you in that department yet,
Mhm.
right? Except for the better players, and then they had so many other weapons anyway, right?
Mhm.
So that's number one. So number one is just like training yourself to track. You just like haven't had to really do that, and you haven't really done that until more recently. And then the second is reaction, right? Like training yourself to actually react to things quickly. And that's definitely hasn't been like really, really trained. We did a little bit more before you went to long pips, so we're kind of like going into that because we're going quick with the transitions.
Mhm.
But once you kind of switched over to long pips,
Yeah.
I haven't done as much of it. And like again, when you started doing it and the opponents you're playing, and they're having so much trouble with the pips that like, yeah, you're giving up something in your transitions, but you're making up for it so much in other places. It was kind of being disguised, right? Kind of being hidden.
Of course. Yeah. 100%.
Until you played someone that could expose it, right?
Mhm.
Eventually.
True.
Or at least you're seeing it more because they're not missing as often. So, yeah, I mean, all this to say is like it's pretty understandable, given like how your training is. But there's nothing wrong with it. It's more like, okay, now this is the flavor of the week. This is the thing that we gotta focus on, and we're just gonna focus on it. And when you get a better handle of this, and something else becomes a higher priority. It's eating up more points, and we'll spend a little more time with that.
I definitely am seeing I think I'm doing a pretty good job. I mean, we have to watch matches, because I'll remember it. It's like I'm always talking to the camera with the deals matches. I'm always talking to the camera to remind me of. I know that you're gonna watch it, so I always like make reminders to myself. I've seen that before. I'm doing it even more often now.
Yeah.
But this idea that when I do track it and I see it and I know it's coming and then I fuck it up, I'm like, ooh, we can work on that. Like, because those are dials I can touch.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
And one of those, not that we're gonna work on it today, but like the forehand flip,
Mhm.
like there was one shot in particular, and I tracked it. I'm like, what were the last two serves that she did? What's the score? What was her first serve in the service pair? I'm like, this one's short to forehand. And I knew it, it manifested, and I missed it. I went, fuck, okay, technical weakness, we can address that, which was good.
Or psychological. Depends if you choked.
Oh, yeah, I guess. Yeah. How do you fix that? That's just mental.
Yep.
That's just like whatever that is.
Strength.
Yeah.
Just.
Yeah. Oh, no.
No.
I mean, just as opposed to,
Yes. Yeah.
I put mental in like, there's all the technical stuff is like, there's lots of bookmarks, and then there's like the other half, which is like, oh, that's just all mental stuff. That's really hard. Whatever.
So, what was I saying? Yeah. So back to the two pieces of like your
Yes.
speed, right? One is reaction speed, and one is just like your
Pay
ability
attention.
to track that, which is like hasn't really been dialed, hasn't been challenged, and hasn't been tested.
Mhm.
So that's actually really good news for you, because since you haven't like really touched it and really trained it formally, right? You just have a lot more room to grow there. And for these kinds of things, usually these starts off pretty quickly.
Okay.
So that's good news. That's good news. The other portion of this where you were saying, you're reacting well, you're seeing it. What was the other thing you were saying?
Just now?
No, prior to. You were saying that. I'll come back to it. It's fine. So we can spend some time training both of those. Did you? Oh, I remember. Because you're saying, there's got to be a way that you can play without moving fast and being good. And I was like, yeah, like reacting quickly doesn't mean you have to move very fast per se, right? Like you see guys like Amir Khan, like he just doesn't move at all. They don't move at all. They track the ball really well. They have good, they play to the limits of their physical abilities. I mean, I know what your physical abilities are. I know you can do that too. So it's really more just like, here's like a little extra edge that I know you're capable of doing.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to be super fast. You can play within the constraints of your own body. But yeah, like you can certainly be much better without having to move like Fanzon Dome or Incheon, right? So I think for you to do well with that though, you need to give yourself more time, which means being able to track that ball well and react well. So if you can see it quickly, like see it well, focus well, react to things a little bit more quickly and sooner, right, off of someone's paddle, then you won't have to move as much, especially if you can anticipate things pretty well too.
Right. Which is something I discovered very early on with the getting beat by an 80-year-old long pitch player. It's like he can't be moving faster than me.
Right.
But
somehow he's always there.
But somehow he's always there.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So if you can start to anticipate certain things, certain shots or ranges of your opponent's shots,
mm-hmm.
then it's a lot easier to.
That actually that's a really good point too. The range, it's like, oh, you gotta think about your opponent too, because there were a couple of times where I missed a backhand
mm-hmm.
and off of a serve, and I went, and I'm like, oh, I wasn't doing the technique properly. I have to do flip technique, and then that meant stepping in, and this serve was half long, and I got jammed, and it was right, you can't just apply blanket things to and I realized that she never served short to backhand, which that just dawned on me when she did. I'm like, oh, that was her attempt to go short to backhand, which she can't do. It's always either half long or long. So knowing your opponent and knowing that that's how it's you don't have to worry about that, right?
Knowing their range of options.
Yeah.
Actually, speaking of short serves and stuff, even up to 2000 level, people generally don't have reliably high quality short serves.
Mm-hmm.
Oftentimes, it's hard for them to serve short at all. So usually if someone's serving short, it's mostly just kind of thinking it over.
Mm-hmm.
And so up until you're at 2000, for the most part, right? Some people are exceptions, but then they have other weaknesses. But even maybe a little bit higher, my strong recommendation against most people is prepare for long serves first.
Mm-hmm.
That's your primary. Expect, prepare, watch out for long. Because that's what's going to be the most dangerous and hurt you the most. Right? If the speed of the ball that could get you, someone serving long and spinning.
The reaction, right?
The reaction for you, but also their ability to dial it in to put high quality on short serves. Very difficult to do. So if I'm you, I'm always just looking out for long serve first. It's it's going to be long, it's going to be whatever. Right? If they're trying to go slow, is it leaky? Is there a chance for me to attack? And then, if it's not, it's going to take a little bit more time to go in for the.
Because you have the time.
You have the time, right? And you don't need to drop shot at this level. You don't need to drop shot it to be to totally lock down your opponent, right?
Mm-hmm.
Later on, when guys can loop high quality from both sides, on demand, okay, you gotta be a little bit more careful about that. But even still, even at the higher levels, people jam and cut all the time, all the time. World-class players, right? They place it well, their quality is good, but they cut long all the time. So you don't have to cheat in so much, right? Stay back. Oh, okay. I see the ball's a little bit short, no worries. I already know this player's a little bit weaker on the backhand or weak in the middle, whatever. Got me a little bit late. Jam into the middle, step back, and I'm fine. Right? Neutralize their threat off their serve. You neutralize the serve, you neutralize the third ball, right? You're in a good place. So really keep the serve return game simple, especially because you have long pips right now. You don't need to take too many risks. You don't have to be overly aggressive on that in that play. And look for your opportunities. They might make mistakes, right? But if you're jamming yourself up for short balls, you're not playing model. The guy's not serving the short team every time. This is not gonna happen.
And when I do see short, and when I do see balls that are physically short, they're high.
So don't fret too much about that stuff, right? In theory, yes, they can do it, but to get there, right, in practice means you need to be at a much higher caliber of skill to be able to serve short. And that's why even your short serves, right? It's they don't have to be the craziest spin in the world. Just being able to do it short already freaks people out because they don't know what short serves are. this level.
I'm shocked by short forehands and how people
Yeah.
just completely
It's-
screw them up
Exactly.
all the time.
Right. That's sort of my point,
Crazy.
right? That's part of my point. Right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So, how's your practice been so far? Aside from being like disheartened that you have to track the ball, which again, I don't think you need to be disheartened about that. It's just like, just a nice thing.
I mean, I think I worked last week. I think I only had 2 training sessions.
Okay.
So.
But do you
Because
feel,
like,
do you feel because you were doing a better job of it compared to last time?
No.
No. Alright, we'll take a look. We'll take a look. How are you feeling physically today?
No better or worse than any other day.
Okay.
So not better than last time. All I did was I walked from the Astoria pod to Williamsburg,
Okay.
which was 12,000 steps or something. And like even just walking, so like yesterday I did 20,000 steps, and like I used to do 25, 30 no problem every day like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And like 20,000 steps, like I could barely walk at the end of the day.
Yeah. Start slow again.
Yeah.
Don't
I
go
just-
base it off of that. Like.
I just my feet are so fucked up. Like I really think that I have arthritis in my toe because it hurts all the time now. So yeah, I feel awful all the time.
Are you getting a little bit more clarity in terms of your playing? Having gone over a bunch of matches?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it is absolutely clear that even when I go back and watch stuff that you haven't reviewed, that it's the late reaction time that kills me. Yeah.
Yeah. We'll work a little bit on that. I want to challenge your reaction speed today.
Okay.
We definitely we're still tracking the ball. I want to see just where we are with reaction speed.
I just remember what you said the weekend about.
Timing?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw the change.
Yep. I hope you did. If I can see it, I'm sure you can see it.
Well, I saw that there was like a delivery change as well.
On Simon Gauzy just went on like one of those big YouTube channels, and he had to perform his best trick shot or trick skill, and he did
Spin it.
pop.
And catch it.
Yeah, and he did and the first time the guy did it, he's like, no, it has to almost hit the ceiling. They were like in a gym. It's like it popped it up like they gotta be like 20, 25 feet, and then really disgusting. They rated him on power, spin, and feel. And it was like
Feels good.
like power 9. Hugo Calderon's power was outrageous, but power 9, like spin 9.5, like feeling was like question mark. It's like how did you do this? Yep. Yeah, and it definitely danced on the paddle. Yeah, crazy.
I used to be able to go not consistently, but like this.
Oh, to kill it and then catch it again?
Yeah. Haven't tried this one forever, but there we go.
Oh yeah. Why?
Catch it just right, and then it just stops.
It's crazy because he should. I mean, obviously there's editing, but he did it like 4 or 5 times in a row, and every time he nailed it, it's like, oh my god.
That's so great. Shushin's got incredible touch. Also, he does like
Shushin? Yeah.
same stuff.
feel like there's time for adjustment on the backswing, but like no more than one step. Not that. Yeah. So I feel like I'm making a decision.
Which decision?
About where to place myself. And then,
Where do you go up?
no, like the whole idea of your feet finding the wall is a general thing. And you talked about, we were talking about like the bounce off the table being more critical to give less time.
Yeah.
Like I feel like if a robot could like spit the ball out with different side spins, so that you never knew which way it was going to kick, and you had no data, like there's no way I could react. I can react with my arm, certainly not my legs.
What do you mean by react with your legs?
Oh, to be able to like take a step between the ball hitting the table and reacting here. I don't think anybody could. I mean, that seems like pretty.
Yeah.
Maybe as you're swinging, you could adjust. The point is that I still feel like it's with like cheating. Like I don't know how. It's so hard to tell how much information I'm getting off of like where my ball goes and like how you're swinging, and then I'm guessing and moving, or actually seeing the ball coming off the paddle and then reacting to that. Like that stuff meshes together. So it's hard to know whether I'm cheating or not.
Cheating off my paddle, or you mean off the bounce there?
No, cheat. In other words, anticipate. I mean, that's why I think it's called cheating because
Yeah, I know
all
what
the
you mean.
information is good.
Talking about reading off
Yeah,
the
before,
before.
but even before.
Yeah, so you're not going to. Like,
Sorry?
you're not going to be able to tell too much just from that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then I am guessing. If I am, I don't know if you can.
You're guessing for the most part, especially if I have time. You're going to be guessing slash reacting. Like you have to be reacting. That's why you put pressure on your opponents, right?
Yeah, of course.
If you hit it slowly, you're never going to know what they're going to do. Like they just have a lot of options, right? The better the player, the more options, and the later they can disguise it, right?
Yeah.
So you put pressure on them, and you don't know necessarily physically what they're capable of, but you do it enough times, you can be like, okay, every time I put pressure on this guy, he blocks a cross court. He just can't go down.
Yes. Yeah.
It's like that's a way of getting information, not by necessarily reading the physical, but reading the data, right? So that's like a way of doing it. Some more advanced ways, like yeah, you can read someone's hips and shoulders, but like that's very, very, very like super small, like micro reads, right? Like that kind of stuff is very hard to pick up. And like even for me, like I can pick that kind of stuff up, but really, really good players can even fake that stuff. So like, you know, that's one of those things. Yeah, you use the data if you can, but then like if it's not useful, you just throw that out. Just try to get inside your opponent's head. Usually more effective just to get inside their head. If you know what they're thinking, then like.
Right, beating that one ball ahead, keeping there. Yeah, sure.
So I wouldn't like worry too much. When I talk about anticipating before someone hits it, right? A lot of that's going to be the type of shot they're going to hit, not necessarily their placement. Okay. You can't really tell their placement just physically until like, it's really hard, right? Like unless you just know the player. But one thing some things you can tell is like, okay, it's going to be topspin or underspin, right? Are they going to be looping it or are they going to be like blocking it? Right? That kind of thing you can tell. Right? You jam someone up with a deep push, right? You see them take a step back, open their paddle, you can take a step in, right? So, right? It's like, okay, I think they're going to push. Like, there's a good chance to push this ball. They're not going to be hitting it. I don't need to stay back, right?
Yeah, even that's hard. I mean, I know that feeling of seeing that. That's you have to get, and that's getting your lens wide enough to be able to see that.
Yes, but you're also looking for it. When you push to somebody, you're looking for that. Like you want that opportunity, right? We're not pushing to get, what of 5, 10 different things can
Right,
you
they're
do?
gonna do.
It's like,
Right.
I'm pushing. Yeah, they can do a lot of things, but I'm looking for them to give me that ball, right? Like if they go, I'm prepared for the big shot, but like if I can get that weak ball, right? Then you're basically hunting it, right? So you're trying to find the earliest clue for that as possible. So
That's important. You should rewind this section and listen to that.
all right, but also like like looping or blocking, right? If you're looping with somebody, you see them kind of winding up, right? Okay, hold your ground a little bit. Maybe you don't want to continue looping, right? Or like consider that they might go big here. But if you're looping, you know, and you see that they're just like standing there, flat-footed,
100%.
right? Yeah, you can expect to keep looping.
Yeah, and I've had moments where like I'll get like this is very rare, of course, because of the way I play, but like I'll get when I loop against Ash, he doesn't generally counter loop in match play. So if I can get one loop on him, I know I'm getting a topspin block back, and it's like probably coming back to my forehand, and then I just go right into his body and then I go to the point.
Yeah, I mean that's a good example.
Yeah.
That's a good example, right? So like there are certain things that you can anticipate. Mostly it's about the kind of shot someone's doing. In terms of placement, you look at their range, but like that range can still be pretty big, right? Like if you're hitting it really wide swing, if you hit to my wide point,
yeah,
you're not going to hang out your point.
Yeah,
you're going to switch
100%. Yep.
That you can do. Right?
Yeah. That's actually not what I'm talking about, but because that's where I put my ball.
Right.
And like I know where I'm putting my ball, so like I know what you'll be limited to.
Yeah.
Because you can only hit the ball where I put it.
Right. So like I can hit even if I hit anyone on the table, but like it's going to be going that direction.
Yep.
Right? There's going to be no ball that I can hit that hits a table and just cuts out to your left.
Good.
Right. But from here, you might not necessarily know. Could I go here? Could I go here?
Yep.
Chances are I'm not going to take the small part of the table. Chances are I'm hitting the fat side of the table.
100%. Yeah.
So like,
Especially under pressure and
Right.
like in a match. Yeah.
so there's there's those kinds of anticipations, but that's like again, it's pretty nuanced, pretty hard to capture. For you, I think especially like this the style that you're playing, you want to look for those weak balls. You know, when you fuck someone up with your pips or your kind of
Which is like every form.
right.
Yeah.
So it's like, ooh, like, I got to like, do one of these. You want to be looking for that ball all day. Or try to generate that ball all day. Let me see if I can. Oh, zero great.
Yeah, and then like, it took me 2 balls to be like, okay, I can just like push into these, but if I'm gonna like go back to actually looping, I gotta close my angle for sure. That's what I want. That's what I want. I want that. I can't do that. I can never, ever do that.
Yeah,
It's so annoying.
no one's born with that, right?
Oh, God, I hate that.
That's you doing this all the time. Doing that quickly.
Because like, it's just this every time. No. Oh, fuck.
Should have smashed it with this.
Ooh, that's horrible. Oh,
I was hoping that was going to be clean. Wanted to see how you handle that.
probably not the right way. My brain was too busy thinking about how I handle it.
Nice. All right. Okay. Feel okay? Okay. You're gonna want that sweater to go off.
Okay.
You keep it on?
Until I need to take it off.
Okay. All right. No worries. I'm going to spin the ball to you, full table, right now.
Okay.
Alright. All I want right now is just defend. Defend.
Okay.
Alright, so the ball's coming to your backhand, you do this, right? This forehand.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't
Blocking
matter.
is fine.
Doesn't matter.
If you're like, man, this is super easy, I'm super fast with this, and you want to add some pressure,
Well, I mean, we'll see.
that's right?
Yep.
That's a good shot. Don't think, just play. There's a jacket. Don't worry, Chris, I'm gonna do much better.
I don't understand what I'm supposed to be paying attention to. Because at first, like halfway through, regardless of the speed that you were going, when you were going down the line over and over again, I'm like, I can't tell that he's going that way. From like your wind up,
Nope, I'm not going to.
but then when you started going here, it looked like I could, because it looked different. Am I trying to read it before? No. Okay.
I told you that was a question here earlier.
Yeah.
For you to read my body language is helping to tell where it's going to go, and I have the ball. I have like all day to hit a shot. Don't even waste your time on it. Not that you can't. The amount of like effort and like experience you need to get like the tiniest bit of advantage there is just like not going to be worth it. Right? You spend your focus on recognizing that ball off my paddle. Get faster at recognizing that, then
Sure.
that's going to be worth it.
Yep.
So,
Meatballs, right?
yeah. So we're gonna move on.
Yes.
That was slow, right? That's good. That's good news, because the fact that you're able to play at your level right now with that kind of reaction speed means when you actually get your reaction speed up to like reasonably fast, like life is going to be so much easier for you. So you got a lot of room for growth there, and especially in the earlier like weeks, that'll be like you should be able to see noticeable improvement if you're really focused on that. So that's really good. It's like yeah, you can play at this speed, like wait until you actually react pretty quickly. So no, it's actually like it's good to see that you've got like that room. Right? It's like man, it's just like you're already in this.
That's a good spin job there, Adam.
No, but seriously though, like if you were like, man, I'm like maxed out at my reaction speed, like, oh, there's like a whole other set of problems.
Okay, yeah, fair,
You know
fair
what I
enough. Well, sure.
like,
Yeah.
it's a
I mean,
given
I'd rather
that-
have those problems than have this problem, because this problem seems like impossible. Like, this seems impossible.
Mm.
Like, it seems
Yeah.
impossible. Because I don't know, yeah, well, because I've never trained it, right? So,
Okay.
yeah.
That's
yeah.
why we're doing this.
Yeah, that's why we're doing it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, watch that ball off my paddle, right? See you. Wait.
Good advice.
No,
Yeah.
off my paddle, not before.
Yeah.
Off my paddle, right? In particular, if you can see that line,
100%.
right?
This is what I tell my students
Yeah.
too. Yep.
And your goal is once you kind of recognize that line, it's just to face the line, right? The ball is like coming right at you. That line is pointed at your hips. You're fine. You got your back.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah, yeah.
That ball's pointed. Yeah, that line is getting direct away from your hips. This move is enough, right? Then you just flow. Okay. Beyond that, you don't think about it. Just like, oh, is it here? Or is it here? Is it here? Is it here? That's it. That's it. Keep it simple. Don't overthink this. You gotta be like deep in the weeds when you're playing this. If you keep trying to pull yourself out and take big picture while you're doing this, you're gonna have no chance. This is like super high focus, really like granular thinking. Ready? That's excellent. That's awesome.
Wasn't that slower?
What? Was what slower?
It's impossible to tell. No, it's like
said
that was
what?
you taking it easy on me because obviously that was slower. I know that's how it will feel,
Yeah.
but there's like no way at that with that granular of a like thousandths of a second.
I was going quicker. So the
That's
qual-
I don't believe
check it. So the quality of the ball was the same, but my frequency of shots was quicker. So the quality of the ball was the same. So quality of shot off my paddle was the same too. Last time I was giving you a little bit more time in between shots because you're slow. When I saw that you started being able to handle it, I increased my frequency. I didn't increase the quality of the shot, quality stayed constant, but frequency increased. And you handled it fine. Yeah. But that's my point. When you're really dialed in, right, everything else around you feels slower. When you're like dialed into
I expect that that's how it will feel.
Yeah.
But because I'm limited by my own perceptions,
Yeah.
I can't tell whether I'm doing it good or you're just going slower.
That's, you can,
And that's why, yes, we can certainly watch it back. And
you can watch the video, you
I
can
can
trust
trust
me.
you as well.
If Sean is paying attention, you can ask Sean.
No. Sean's gonna lie. I don't believe it.
Cops would never lie.
Sean was waiting with that Baron Vladimir Harkonnen card that whole time.
Cops just, they have to find the truth. They don't have to tell it. It's true. I tore yesterday was one big lie.
Is resisting without violence also known as obstruction? Oh, look, it did fall down.
Okay. That's good. That's good. Nice. That's nice.
Right?
Nice. Nice. Very good. Very good.
But I feel like I'm reading your swing. I don't feel like I'm reading the ball off the paddle. That's what it feels like. Or that's what it looks like to me. Is that I'm seeing whatever you're doing, that's what I'm seeing.
If
That's
you're,
what it
if
feels
you're able
like.
to, if you're able to pick up on that, like,
Did I guess? Good for me, I
yeah,
guess?
yeah, exactly. If you're able to pick up on that, I mean, you still want to be watching that ball, or you're tracking that ball to the best of your ability. But if you're able to pick up on some other like subtle clues, you're going to be one of the few people that can read my swing.
Or so maybe I'm not doing that, but who knows? That's what it feels like.
I mean, you could be. I'm not saying you're not. Or it could also just be like, it feels that way because you haven't really, like,
Yeah.
you can't see the
I
granularity.
mean, this is like not enough information to
Yeah.
make
But it's good.
there's also something else I want to say about this. It's like, it's also, being truly random is really hard, right? I think I'm really good at it, because like I understand how to defocus, and like, actually be random and not be like, well, I went 2 here, so I should go 1, that kind of thinking. But I feel the numbers crunching. Every time the ball comes, it's like, okay, what are the chances it's gonna change? Every time, those calculations, it's so hard to divorce yourself from that and just play the ball.
Yeah.
I mean, it's all system, whatever, what's subconscious? 2? It's all system 2, but I'm aware of it. When I come out, I'm like, oh my God, I was thinking about that. And I feel like I was like, oh, there's a 75% chance he's gonna switch now. Because oh, the quality of those 3 forehands were really good, so now he's going to test my backhand. Like, those are like
Those are
not
good thoughts.
conscious thoughts.
Yeah, but that's good to have like running in the back. If it's not slowing you down, those are good things to just like that your mind is just like tapping into.
Yeah.
Because
Right.
and again, that's what's gonna happen, right? Your opponents,
You just don't want to slow you down and come forward.
they don't hit the ball randomly at you.
Right? Sure.
Right? Your opponent's not generally not hitting it randomly at you. They have a reason for why they're doing something.
Oh.
Okay?
Okay.
Either it's because that's just easier for them, or because they're intentionally playing something difficult for you.
Okay, yeah, that's fair.
Right. Or maybe they aim and they just scatter because they're just shit, but whatever. Or they miss a shot. But like generally speaking, there's a reason for it, which means by definition it's not actually random. When we do random, it's more for like your reaction. But like I'm not giving you truly random, I'm not feeding either, right? I'm giving you scattered with intention, right? If I'm seeing you're struggling with something, I'm gonna keep challenging you with it because that's what you need to work on, right? And then I might challenge you on other things like certain sequences, right? If I go back and forth, or if I go 3 back into 1 point, like if a certain sequence is bothering you, I'm gonna give you that sequence as well. And I'm gonna try different sequences. But like, if you're looking at it all, take a step back, it might feel random, but it's not truly random, right? But it's a reactionary thing. But in the game, yeah, like it's not random. It's not. Right? So if you know how to get into the head of the other person on the other side of the court, then you have a big advantage, right? Even if it's just the person feeding multiple. Like I used to in China, man, these kids when they fed random, it was like they'd go, or back when you're blocking, when they're blocking for you, it's like 2 and 2, 2 and 2 was the exercise. Oh, random. Okay, that always meant 3 backhands, 1 forehand, 2. And like after like 8 balls, then they might change. But the first 8 balls is always the same. So I'd always have to tell these guys if I found like a pattern after like 5 shots, like, can you like make it a little bit
I
messier?
have to tell people that the
Make it a
same.
little bit messier, right? And I already know what you're doing, right? Because if they're blocking for someone, most of the time people are blocking.
So they zone out.
They don't care. They don't care about their practice. They're just like, I'm just going to do this for 7 minutes and then it's my turn. I'm going to do this, right?
I go out, I mean, that's too much important, but I go out of my way to ask my practice partners, I'm like, is that random enough? Because, like, I might have zoned out there, right? So.
And the other way you can do it is like, beat me. Try to beat me with your blocking. Then you're really in that competitive mindset. But yeah, this is looking really good. The one thing I'm noticing, and this has got nothing to do with your reaction per se, this is just more like you figuring out your boundaries, is your middle, right? You're having trouble sometimes discerning whether you should play backhand or forehand. And that's to be expected. So that's sort of like you're just working out the boundaries right now. There's no like one hard line. I don't.
Yeah, there's overlap on
I
both
hope
sides.
there should be like a fair amount of overlap,
Yeah.
so you're comfortable playing either one in different
Yeah.
situations. All right, keep going.
Don't touch.
Nice ball.
Watch.
Ooh, nice. Good man. I dialed up the pressure there too. Quality's higher. Quality's higher, frequencies. About the same as the other time.
It's really hard under those
I
circumstances.
saw like 2 or 3 counter moves in there.
Huh?
That was cool. You got a good read on
What was
it.
cool?
I saw 2 or 3 times where you counter looped it.
Oh, yeah. I find it really difficult to, and this is just in general, but it really shows here. It's really hard to, it really shows in this drill, but I see this all the time. It's really hard to, like, squeeze and be stable to receive that topspin.
Yeah.
And then, like, loosen up and absorb
Mhm.
with the tips. That, if it was this,
Yeah.
it would be one thing, but now it's this and like,
Yeah.
and like being fast and then doing nothing is really hard.
I mean, that's you choosing that shot, right? You could also play a more aggressive pitch shot, and you don't have to absorb, right? You're choosing that shot.
I just don't have the same, there's no safety in the top. I mean, like, sure, play more aggressive, but it's more likely to go out because I don't have the safety of the smooth rubber reversing the topspin into topspin again. So I feel like if I play more aggressively, I don't see how it's going to help me. I mean, unless I'm like literally counter looping off the backhand, but that seems untenable because the ball's in front of me and I don't have enough time.
Yeah, it depends. Again, so like on the chop block, for instance, if you're like trying to play a soft one, like, then you have to soften up your hands. If someone's going really hard at you, you're probably not going to be like go super soft anyway. Right? If someone's going hard at you, like you need to react quickly. So there's going to be some swings. It will be a little bit stiffer on the chop block.
Yeah,
Usually that's what
I
happens.
think it's too stiff.
Yeah, I mean that's to like kind of figure out. and
Yeah,
find
yeah, yeah.
something.
And I'm saying it's hard.
But either way,
I don't feel like the cheat code's turned on when you're doing that against the pips. I'm like, this is harder because if I had smooth rubber, I could just do this and the ball would be quality.
yeah, I mean, yeah, sort of. Like you can swing harder and still have the ball land because the ball's slower off your paddle than on top swing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
That's
That's
also,
true.
you can also just put your paddle there too. It'll just be slower, right? Like making it on the table isn't so much of a problem. Making it with quality is a problem, right? With inverted, yeah, you don't have to do much of this to make quality.
Correct.
But,
Yeah,
like,
that's kind of what I'm saying.
yeah, but like just to make it on, that won't have something you need.
Yeah.
Okay,
That makes
that's always a trade-off, by the way, right?
Mhm.
You'll be more consistent with the pips, but less dangerous, usually.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That's it. Do I want to? Let's do this. Let's do this. I'll give you a underspin first. First ball underspin before hand loop, and then I'm gonna spin a couple to your random again. So it'll be like 5 or 6, maybe, give or take.
Where I'm going.
Anywhere you want.
Oh, this is multiple.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Right.
Yep.
Nice. Nice. Don't work. Try it again. Nice, nice. Nice. Very good. Nice.
Yeah. It's the turnover. I get stuck here and I come here and then long instead of getting that flip over.
Nice try.
And the ball.
Nice try. Feet there. Nice. Good. Very good.
Oh.
One more. Nice. Oh, got it. Good body control though.
It's hard to, again, seeing them in a row,
Yeah.
the quick ones here, then I get to here, and I feel like I'm late. I'm already squeezing it. It's like, not like I'm too late.
Too late to squeeze.
No, I haven't turned enough. So there's no relaxed to tight. It's like I get to here and then it's like, oh, I'm late, panicking, squeezing before I even hit the ball. Like, what I'm trying to say is, I have very little feeling on the forehand side.
It's a little bit.
60% of the time, I feel like when I make contact with the ball,
Right. The goal
no
right now is
matter what,
Yeah. The goal right now is to block it though. You don't need.
I have no feeling.
Yeah, but you don't need to like turn and crank, right? Like you defend it.
Sure, but I also feel that there's a part that should be like find the ball with a relaxed state and then like I feel like I come to here and I'm like already squeezing and now I'm locked into this position and if the ball's like you'll see when the ball goes a little wide I do this because I'm all tense.
Yeah. I mean, there's definitely gonna be some amount of it, but it's like that like hard squeeze kind of thing. It really shouldn't happen because you're defending. So like you being more relaxed to start with, you know, your paddle, you're probably holding at like a 3 or 4 out of 10, right?
Yeah.
The ball comes at you, right? You're blocking. Like on this kind of shot, I don't want to see you squeezing more than like a 6 out of 10 on this ball, right? If you're looping, yeah, we're gonna ramp that baby up and get up to an 8. But right now you're blocking, you have 3 or 4. You know, you can even say it at 3 or 4. You know? We're defending here. We're defending.
A 3 or 4 isn't stable enough.
So I guess maybe your 3, maybe different than my 3. Alright, so shake my hand.
So
Alright, what's that?
what I just did, or you just
What
did?
you just did.
Like 8, 7.
Yeah, that's like way too much.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what you can.
So give me a 3.
This is a 3.
Okay. So that's a 3. That's pretty solid.
Okay.
That's pretty solid. That should be enough. Like to me, that's like a 6.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What's a 6? The grip strength?
It's your 3.
Oh, well, I said this was a 3.
Yeah. That's like that's not low.
Okay.
So when you say I think it's not enough, I'm like, I don't know how that's not enough.
Well, I mean, I feel like if I don't, well, hold on, let's see. Like, I feel like I'm getting, like, if I go any less than that, I'm getting, like, slipped. Maybe it's different when I'm holding the paddle.
Yeah. Also, you know, the paddle's thinner.
Yeah, I know. I think shaking your hand is not a good. I need to, like, be grabbing something
Yeah,
around.
it's
Like,
more just like the tension of your squeeze that I'm trying to feel.
Yeah, sure. I think, well, I mean, your
'Cause
your
like-
hands are more sensitive. I feel like I have to give you a better estimate if I grab your wrist. Because then I have, because I'm pulling. So what do I think?
Because your hand is more closed, obviously, but that doesn't mean it's more tight.
No, I understand.
Yeah. That's pretty good as a 3.
Okay.
That's a good 3.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I'm doing.
Okay.
Yeah, I think the shape of your hand is throwing me off.
Okay.
Or maybe I'm doing it less.
So give me like a 5.
5.
Yeah, you can defend with that.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like that when I'm making the ball.
Yeah.
It feels stronger.
But there's gonna be impact when the ball's coming in, so you need a little bit of firmness just to like
100%,
that.
yeah.
But with a 5 or 6, you should be okay.
It's finding that, you know,
Yes.
like nailing it.
No question about finding it. But my point is, like
I don't need to.
if your intention of being like, ooh, I need to like squeeze, like I don't actively squeeze when I'm defending. Like rarely do I actively squeeze when I'm defending. Like I'm at a 3 or 4 naturally, and that ball's coming to me. Like my instinct will be to tense up a little bit to deal with the pressure coming at me.
Yes.
But like that's it. It's not like I need to add anything to it. Now, when I'm counterattacking, I want to do something with it. Or I'm chop block. That's another story. I'm gonna add chop blocking, counter spinning, pressure punching, like that kind of stuff. I'm gonna add to it.
Sure. I think what my point was that I'm feeling, regardless of how strong I'm squeezing, I'm feeling stiff in those moments before, like after the ball crosses the net. I'm feeling stiff.
Yeah. So that's usually that's usually a psychological thing.
Oh, it's definitely. I mean, I'm panicked. It's panic.
Yeah. So that's like
Right,
you guys did.
see more of these balls, less panic.
Yep.
Nuts. Great.
Recognition.
And then
stated that you felt like it's like too loose when you're like gripping it. And my thing is like when I'm gripping it, like yeah, if I don't have my fingers and rub my finger and thumb on the thing, my grip is gonna be fucking wobbly as shit.
Well, sure. Like this, and then I do this, and then like this. But this is where I don't hit the ball like that.
Right. You're not blocking not so much. You don't.
Yeah, but even when I'm blocking, I'm squeezing more than that. Like if I do this and then put my fingers on the paddle, like I'm not blocking with that strength.
So like yeah, I do.
Yeah.
This just gives me stability.
I feel like there's too much give, but maybe there's not.
So give me a, I'm gonna loop straight to your point.
Yeah,
You know
yeah,
what's
yeah.
coming.
Let's see.
All right, and block with 5.
Block with 5, got it. That's even less than 5.
Five is like a very stable, like
Yep.
stiff block.
Yeah, I was a little loose.
Yeah.
This is
So
fine.
block. Try with a 3 now.
Okay. This is how I would take pace off the ball for someone off the team.
Yeah. So my point is, right? 3 is like you can still feel the ball with 3. You're just not going to do much with it. So you don't need to like tense. Like you start with a 3, like that's your kind of like baseline. And so, I get to that ball, like you naturally want to like do something with it, right? And whatever that do is, you'll have a little
You'll
bit
go
extra.
up to the 5.
Yeah, so you don't have to aim for it, but like just let that. You can let that be. Try to let that be natural.
Okay.
So just flow to it. All right, I'm gonna go anywhere. Nice. Ooh.
Oh, too slow.
Let's turn. So we block it out.
Yep, yep.
Let's go. Block. That's good. Good. Moving this shoulder. Block. Block. Good. Block. Nice.
Yeah, there's a lot of data to take in here with multi-ball. Like this, there's a lot going on.
So it's good to think about blocking it. And when you're in it, you just let it flow through you. You don't have time to process everything.
Nope.
So you just process what's important and you want to. I say this a lot, man. Like you cannot let perfection be the enemy of good enough when you're playing. And you're never gonna have perfection. It's just never gonna happen, right? So
Sure, you have to push against your ceiling, right?
embrace
I mean,
it.
isn't good enough the enemy of progress?
Yep, there you go.
Right? So it works both ways. You hesitate is lost. You know, people freely. They're both appropriate. Like they're good offensively, always be good defense, and vice versa. You know, they're like these kinds of phrases. Like I understand that I need to not be looking for perfection, but I can feel that I can do things better. So
Yeah. You know, there's like table tennis is one of these sports where it's very difficult to get into flow because at a high level, like, mistakes happen so fast. It's very difficult to get into flow. So the more you got to get yourself out of the way of that, basically, right?
out of the way of what?
Of being able to flow.
Oh, yeah, you're your own motor study.
Basement pong is really easy to float because everyone's hitting the ball so slowly. You're hitting 5, 6, 10, 20 shots all the time. So you're constantly in flow, you're constantly like in action, right? But once people start knowing how to loop, because blocking is hard, right? Once people start knowing how to engage with spin, it's very difficult to get into that flow, which is why you gotta hit the ball a lot, which is why you gotta think less. And then once you can kind of like feel that, then you can start to apply a little bit of like intention, a little bit of like consciousness, right? But like if you're not actually able to play 2 shots, 3 shots,
Okay.
right?
So I need you to tell me the right answer to this next question.
Okay.
Which
We'll see if there is one.
I can imagine I can imagine.
The answer
what
may
you
be
said.
depends.
So, no, that's not what you're going to answer.
Okay.
So, I want you to tell me the correct way to handle the fastball here with the chop block.
Okay.
And then what I expect your answer is going to be is don't think about it. That's not the point.
Sort of. Okay, so 2 things. Number 1, there's one more adjustment that you can make to make life way easier for you.
Oh, okay.
I intentionally have not been saying it yet.
Oh, I can back up. I can back up a half step
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
That's what I'm feeling. I don't feel it here so much because
Yeah,
I like
that's
taking the ball on the rise, but here I feel it.
Yeah.
immediately.
You can take a step back and still be hitting that ball on the rise when I'm attacking at you.
Sure.
So that's the first one. I intentionally didn't say anything is because just for the sake of training, you have to react faster when you're closer. So I wanted to see how your reaction was.
Yeah.
So you're going to do way better when you take a step off the table, right? And this is again, when you recognize someone's going to attack at you, right? You're not going to teabag the table. You get the hell off the table. I wind up, you're here. I don't care if you're defensive or whatever. Like if you're a long pitch, I don't care how good your blocking is. You take a step back. How hard I hit may tell you how far you step back, right?
Sure.
But like anyone that you're playing that's worth getting on court with, right? That's not like your students. Take a step back. You know, like Sean, maybe take a half, 7.5 back, right? You play Kate.
No, I just keep walking. I take a step back like this, and I just keep walking.
Yeah. So that's number 1. That's gonna make life way easier for you and shot block and everything. Okay?
Yeah.
Second thing, to answer your shot block question, you sort of had the right idea of my answer, but I'm actually gonna give you another one.
I don't know what this is going to be.
Yeah. So,
Especially in the context of the drill. Go ahead.
yeah.
I'm excited.
Use your results, right? Use the data of your results as feedback.
I don't like that.
Yeah, you like that.
I don't like that. You're gonna
Well, yeah. And
So we talked about this in the context of moving, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
We talked about this in the context of pushing. We talked about this in the context of serving. Right? We talked about this in the context of pick hitting. Right? Same different, man. Same thing applies.
Yeah. I mean, I was. Yeah. Okay. Sure. I was doing that, and I realized that.
All right, too close to the table.
Yeah, that's what I realized, and I wanted to make sure that that was like. I don't want to talk about it.
Ready?
Mhm.
All right, let's go. I'd be even a half step back. There you go.
Oh, I hate this place.
Mm-hmm.
For chop blocking, I hate it.
If I'm attacking hard at you,
Yes.
and that's a little bit more than half step just okay. We can try that. Okay, if I'm attacking hard at you, you don't want to be too
I
close.
don't like it.
Okay, we'll see.
Okay.
I haven't looped it yet.
But yeah, I'm anticipating.
Here we go.
But I'm ready.
This is gonna feel like an off the bounce chop block of someone looping like dinky shady loops. Okay? If I loop hard at you, you're gonna want to find that range. How many people that you're playing on a regular basis looping that hard? Probably not that many. Probably not too often. But you need to know that because it's not gonna be long until you start regularly practicing with, whatever, 1700 plus, where they're going to hit hard balls at you. And if you're like, this is where I chop block, and you just set that as your line in the sand, you're not gonna be able to compete with those guys.
But I want to be immune.
Hmm? Yeah, well, Mia's got anti, so that's like very different.
God damn it.
Zoom in. That's right.
Oh.
Push, step in. Step in, you can either like do this little push like over the top thing, so you're making top spin. That's it. Step in, step in, there you go. Good. Very good.
It takes one ball, you hit hard, and it's like, oop, back up.
Yep, it's okay. I mean, it's not going to come like that explosively in a real game. Like, you'll be able to anticipate someone winding up.
Sure.
Right there. So I'm not too worried about that. I mean, if you
And it is multi-ball, so.
Yeah, all my options are right here at all times.
Yeah.
No, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Some stuff that we can like dial into for the short stuff, but like all in all, much better. How'd that feel when you took that half step back? Against the hard shots. I know you're uncomfortable standing there.
Better and worse.
You're not used to standing there. But that should have made it a lot easier to deal with the hard move. Like those balls.
It feels better when I stand closer and I'm ready for the harder move.
Yeah.
And I can anticipate it, and then I can get that really soft hand. That feels awesome when I can brush the ball.
Yeah.
From there, like right off the bounce.
Yeah.
But back here, it's that weird mixture of like chop and chop block that I feel like I'm not turning enough. I feel like very critical of myself when I'm that far off the table. Like I'm not doing enough of this.
I'm going hard at you.
This feels lame.
No, if I'm going hard at you, that's what happens. So, even professional choppers, right? High level choppers, you're low class players. If they're gonna be farther away from the table than you. They're gonna be like somewhere near that barrier, which is like for them like mid distance. If someone rips a ball at them, and then like that ball's not to their side, it's not dropping, the ball's still like on the rise, right? Like one of these. The ball's coming up on them. For whatever reason, they're in that range. Right? You think they're taking a big hack at the ball? I'll tell you right now, that ball's coming at their body, and that ball's on the rise. It's a chop block. It's absolutely a chop block, right? Now, depending on where it is, if it's out wider, they might be able to get a full swing on it, but that's because their reaction speed is so damn fast, and they can generate that. Like, they see the track, react super fast, right? And they're off the table.
So
All those
more
reasons.
time.
So they have more times, better athletes, better trained. They can do that shot. Then, only then, right? But even those guys, that ball's up here, ball's on the rise, right? You get jammed up, boom, right? Half chop, which is basically chop block, right?
Yeah, that was much easier to do. That this getting caught and doing that sort of reactive chop block
Yeah.
was much easier to do with the slippier rubber. For
Yeah.
sure. Yeah, this is much harder.
But my point is, like, you know, you're saying, oh, that's kind of lame, whatever. It's like, that's just a shot.
Okay,
Like
yeah,
in,
fair enough.
in that situation, right? If you've got time, sure, right? I give you one of these. You have two options. You can take it early, chop block it, or you can wait and really give it a nice hack.
Yeah.
Okay? But if I run hard at you, that ball's coming up at you. You're not hacking at that ball from right at the table. It's just not gonna happen, man. Right? Like maybe like had like some crazy tough angle, and you just like took. I mean, it's like an almost never scenario kind of thing where that's gonna be the right shot. So yeah, like I don't know why you're critical of yourself in that situation. You don't see the ball that often. You know, usually if you're back there and people are giving you this lame ass shot, okay, fine. So like, if they're going hard at you, you hold your ground, right? You defend, you play that ball to keep it in play. And that's like a way, like you're already behind the 8 ball when someone's hitting it hard at you, right? So you want to mitigate risk as much as possible. Someone's hitting hard at you, right?
Yeah,
Line it up.
I think I would love to do multi-ball with just that.
in my training, not necessarily now, but just to feel what that feels like, because I'm not, it's very unfamiliar, especially
Yeah.
with this.
That's why I'm like having to take a half step back at a time, right? Just make sure that you're comfortable each bit in that range, right? This is that sort of like transition range, transition between chopping and at the table, right?
Yeah, because I feel like, chopping at the table, sure. It's also like, I feel like if I was, like I'd be like another half step, and this would be like sort of the loop line for me, is like here.
Yeah.
And then, if the ball's shallow, then I can come in.
Right.
But like, this is the limit, like I'm not here when I'm looping, not here.
Yeah.
This maybe, but probably further back.
Okay. Couple more times.
Yeah.
Range, you're good.
Yep. Stand up, yep.
Yeah, if you're gonna come up, like, take that ball on the left and you're stepping, I would like literally like hit up the back of the ball. If you're coming in like already block, because you don't have this to generate it.
Mhm.
So this isn't really gonna get you. You actually kind of have to
Don't I have to press down?
maybe top speed.
I mean, the ball's going long, so I don't understand why I'm going more up.
I want you to be able to be more aggressive with it.
Okay,
Okay,
sure. So it's gotta be more. Okay.
So
Yeah,
literally-
sure.
Open that area along the back of the wall, right? There you go. I want some more up.
Engage this way.
Yeah. Yes. Yep. Nice.
Close.
Press down. There you go. So you get the top step. That works. That works.
Alright.
Keep in mind. Nice. That's it. That's it. Nice. Nice. Beautiful. I don't like it.
Definitely
Keeps
the
going
most-
in, but I don't like it.
Definitely the most, no, I'm just thinking, I'm processing the data. Definitely the hardest shot to handle is faster.
Yeah.
Because if it's slow and I'm back enough, I absolutely have this, or, well, hopefully this, and not this, but the pivot, and even like a pivot, and then like it's here, I can do that if it's slow enough, or if it's slow enough, catch it off the bounce, but faster feels awful. Which I guess it should, and that's the point, right? To make me feel awful.
The shot is, yeah, I mean, people want to
You're
make
just
it,
trying to take time away from me, so.
people want to make it uncomfortable.
Yep. I mean, God help it, like, if my ball goes in, no matter how low the quality is, nobody under 1600 makes the next shot.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, no one, because everyone's so shocked that the ball came in and it's so slow.
Yep.
They're like, they don't know what spin it is, et cetera, and they just panic.
Yeah. really important for when you're dealing with the shot to keep it simple, right? You don't want to do too much. Someone's going hard at you, right? Keep it simple. Right? You're not supposed to give it a hard hack when the ball's on the rise and you're like mid distance, like you're slash like close to the table. It's just not a good place to be.
Say that one more time.
So when I'm going hard at you, that's why I'm saying that the chop block in that range is the right shot, right? If I'm hitting the ball with power at you, because it's simple, right? It's much easier to execute, much simpler to execute. You have fewer moving parts to deal with, right? Ball's coming at you fast. You know, you're not the ball's on the rise, right? Like there's a lot of pace on the ball, probably a lot of spin on the ball, right? It's not easy to get a big hack off with such little time.
Yeah.
So being able to do this, and plus because there's so much pace on the ball, you can just borrow their energy. Right? It's like, oh, I'm just gonna hack at it, you know, little chop block at it, and that's fine. Place it. Again, at your level, like, people are gonna push that next ball back, right? It's like you're 80% of the time you're probably gonna push back out. And that's what you want, right? Like if you're to hack at it, you're probably hoping for the same thing anyway, but making it a lot less. This is way simpler. You can hold your grounds. You don't have to back way too far. Right? You're not too close to the table where that ball is going to eat you up entirely. So it's really just a matter of getting comfortable handling that shot in that range. Now, depending on who you're playing, you might not have to do that from back. Right? Most people you're playing, you can do exactly the same set of shots a half step closer. Right? But when you start graduating and playing stronger players, you're going to be that half step back. You might need to be another half step back, depending on who you're playing. So you're gonna have to, my point is, even though you're not gonna use this all the time, right, and be in that distance all the time, that's fine. Know that that is a place that you're gonna have to learn how to play from, right? And, you know, don't be too stubborn about, well, this is working against, you know, Ayumi, like this should be working against Nick, or this should be working against Alan. It's like, no, when Alan starts looping at you, Alan loops are kind of slow in his space. You might not, that might not be the worst thing. But you guys, you know, you're playing like Chin or Dan Wong or something, you're not going to be standing at the table. Like, you're going to be a good foot away, like step away to handle those hard loops. That's what you do. Cool. So, how do you feel stepping into the short balls from there?
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just requires effort.
Yeah, but not too big of a step. It's not too big. And how do you feel with?
Because I've been told for years not to go up
Not to go up in what sense?
on the block.
On the block. Okay.
Just in general, like
Yeah.
I've been going up on the block. That's like the last thing I remember the last time we did block. Like it's always I think back to Hoboken, like going up on the block.
Yeah, when I was looking long hard balls at you. Yeah. You don't go up when I'm looking like out there. When you're
But
coming.
when you're close to the table,
Yeah.
and you have less table.
Yes, but less energy is on, less pace is on the ball as well. Okay.
Okay, less velocity, less linear
So
velocity.
the ball's not going to shoot out as much, and you can just catch that spin. So like when you're coming in here, all you're doing is basically playing with the spin. So if you're going flat when you're closer to the net, your margin for error is very, very small. Right? Especially if you're off the bounce. Right? The closer you are to the net, the steeper that angle is to get over the net. Right?
Yes.
If you're hitting off the bounce. So when you're going in with this flat like push and you're like hitting it close to the bounce, like you have to hit it just perfectly, otherwise you're going to the net or if it's a little bit too high going long, right? So the way we deal with that is A, you take a little bit higher, start high so you get a little bit more margin for error, and then B, add a little bit of topspin, right? To help it tumble. If the ball was faster, then like that wouldn't be the answer. But because the ball's slow enough, it's a little bit easier to catch that spin. So you can hold it down with topspin. If I was going with energy, I would say definitely do not hit that ball on close to the bounce. If you're going hard, even if the land's short, you just stay back. So you got plenty of table, and it doesn't matter where it lands. If I go hard, you just stay back. Right? It's only because this ball's short and you're stepping into it, because it's short and because it's soft. Right? That's why using the topspin is helpful. Right? It's a different shot altogether. Right? It's a different scenario altogether.
Yeah, sure.
Does it
And
make
that's what I
sense?
suspected because like we never spoke about that situation in general.
Yeah,
It
it's-
was going to be next year.
Yeah, right. And I'm looping heavy spin deep, and like a full-on loop. Right? Like it's a lot. It's a lot to deal with. Right? So just
I mean, when you were looping to me last time we were on table, remember you were looping here and all my balls were going long, and you were like pressed down on it.
Yeah.
Because like I
You're further away. You're further away you can, and you have that angle, right? But when you're
So when
here,
you-
you're pressing down from close to the net.
oh right, yeah,
Right?
yeah.
Pressing down from back here, like down. Right?
Use space.
It's not so severe, right? You can go down just means forward when you're back here, right? You can go
Because I mean, because the worry here is it goes in the net.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's that your margin for error is tight. So it'll either go into the net or way out, right? Like
Because you're not engaging.
It's just-
You're not engaging with the spin.
if you're not engaging with spin, like yeah, like that.
So your ball has less spin on it, which
Back-
means
back here,
Uh-huh.
that's like this.
yeah. To land on the table, yeah.
Here.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
I guess like the logic is if it's very spinny, short foot table, on the spin catch. And
If it's super, 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 super loaded, then yes.
Okay.
Right. But for someone to loop it super, super loaded and short, right? No one's doing that unless you're like my level. You're not capable of that shot, but then certainly not doing it intentionally. So that's just like I wouldn't even like don't even think about it. But yes, in theory, if we're gonna cover every single the corner case, sure. But the reality is if someone happens to be landing that ball short to you, right, it's probably gonna be the back caliber. Right? They're not going full swing landing that short, right? If they're going full swing loop, right? If it happens to be like that short, it's totally an accident, right? It's probably going out there. So, right? And that's totally fine. But if it's short, right, you get just one of those. Push it over. Catch it. And if it's too much spin, then you just don't engage that close, right? If it's like, oh man, this is not working, and that ball is way too spinning, just take it later. Take it later and just go with the flat one.
To give yourself more margin for error.
Yeah. Okay. So if you're like, I don't like that shot now, and then like whoever I'm playing, like Sean's just looping that ball short and spinning, and that's okay. Well, take it later, take it when it's higher, and then just flat block it. Right? You try it. Taking that late is easy to make it, much easier to make it. Right? Here you can do stuff with it. You can even counter it, from that way if you really want it to. But no one's like doing that intentionally. It's just like, well, it's generally not really helping anybody to look at that short and spinning. Nowadays, if you have that skill, you can do that to someone's backhand, and they can kind of reach. Because most people are standing back here to the counters, so they're not so good on the short balls. But against people's forehands, traditionally, that ball lands short, at the higher level, they're just getting a counter too. You just don't want to put that ball short to someone's forehand. It's all day to just wreck it. But that's higher level. So that's why I say it's just like not something to worry about. But this is like, yeah, you want to take it off the bounce, you want to pressure them with like minimal effort. Yeah. Good range. Yep. Even Julian, even Julian, you can loop it at this pace, right? So those are the kinds of shots. Like, yeah, if you see like Julian wind up, right? Take a step back. Oh,
I adjusted.
yeah. Ooh. Yeah. I mean, that's what I would do. I was kind of usually.
Huh?
I said that's what I would do. I would just kind of, if someone was a short on me, that's kind of that ball. Unless like
Yeah,
they're way off the table.
it's certainly easier to counter loop a ball that's sort of like
Peak is out there.
peek out here than coming up into your paddle here. Right?
Depends. I mean, it depends on what you're comfortable with. Some people are more comfortable with
Off
that,
the bounce.
like with the long ball, because they get their full swing and it's just like their normal swing. Some people like, if they're not good at generating power, they prefer the off the bounce because they can just borrow someone's energy. So yeah, I would say that depends. I think guys in general prefer the longer one because like they're always waiting, like they train just to move up at the peak all the time.
Well, if you're back there, then they like the longer ball. I'm saying when you're at like mid distance.
Yeah, but even then, like, because it's a shorter move, but the ball's gonna be at the peak. I think most guys will probably feel more comfortable taking that ball higher, and most girls will feel more comfortable taking the ball closer, just because of the way they train. Most, right? Not
Sure.
everyone. Like I know some girls who play very manly forehands. Yeah, I'm gonna take that ball high, you know. And then certainly guys that they love playing off the bounce. So you know, it depends on the person. But I'll take the majority. That's sort of like the general rule. And yeah, I mean, look,
Where's Lawson?
he's 230. Yeah.
Oh, you for sure.
But yeah, so like, if you're comfortable with your loop, like as you're getting better with it now, that's an option. Someone short on her, they land short on you, you can count it, but totally good option. Very, very viable. Probably not going to do it too much unless they're like, you're starting to place at guys that are like 17 inches weaker than that, just putting it on the table is probably just getting the bang for your buck. Like they're just gonna make enough mistakes anyway. But like, if you get good at it, it just really doesn't matter. Just take the shot against anybody.
I feel that ball always goes long.
You made every single one, or whatever. You made the 3 or 4 that tried. But that's also you're ready for it, right? You know it's coming.
Yeah, of
And
course.
also the reason that you're missing it long, maybe because you're just not training it enough. But you just got to build that muscle memory. But this looks pretty good. Finding your range looks pretty good. When you're super close to the table, it's hard to take that shot counting like high. So that might also be another reason. If you're playing the game close to the table,
Why?
because you're not going to get that peak like as often.
Oh, okay. So you're still getting a
So
rise?
you're still hitting that ball on the rise.
Yeah, because my ball's so long.
So it's still coming up.
Yeah, exactly. As opposed to like, just covering the shit out of it.
Yeah,
So
when
you
you're
got,
really close to the table,
yeah,
like,
you got more angles to the table, so you
Yeah.
can cover the hell out of it.
there's really no like hitting the ball off a peak. Like someone that loops it that short, like it's totally completely accident. And even accidents like to land it that short, it's going to go down. So, but yeah,
I mean, I do that. I don't full loop it from there, but like I'm getting pretty good at like whatever, like a half long pushes that come here, and then just taking it to the small corner there. With I mean, that's not a loop. It's like it's hitting and dying. I mean, it has a ton of topspin on it and hook, and it hooks away from them. But it's short, but it's not a hard loop. It's like dying really fast. The topspin's, because it's so slow, the topspin's pulling it down really fast. As opposed to what you're talking about is a ball that has forward velocity as well as a ton of spin landing here.
Yeah.
So it's kicking out here.
yeah. Or even if it doesn't have a lot of velocity, like, even just that, right? It's like bringing it back. It's super hard.
That peak is like here.
Yeah, but you see where I landed that ball? No one's looping that ball until it landed, right?
Yeah.
No one.
Right, but the shot you're doing is not a loop. Like if you're doing a full.
Even if you've been doing a slow loop, right? It's hard to do that. Like someone has to make a mistake to do that at this level. No one's aiming for it, right? At the higher levels, you can do it intentionally, but that's very hard to do, right? And you also reserve that for certain situations. Even though it's hard to do, you're not getting much benefit out of it against someone else's forehand. So you're doing that usually to someone's backhand. And not too many people have that kind of touch to say, ooh, off that underspin, or like load it up and land it short and low and spinning. Most people are just I'm just gonna wind up and try to rip it. It's like, that's a really, really hard thing to do. Not many people can do that.
Also, if someone, at least at your level, time just turn on it, even if you do go to the back end, no?
Just land the loop. Yeah, just ball. At this level, man, just land the shot. Don't overthink it. I'm just pointing out that stuff, like the things that you're kind of like worried about and stuff, it just never happens. So,
I'm not sure I'm worried about that.
or like even just like pointing out this corner case, it literally just like it won't happen. If it does, it's such a fluke. You're like, okay, whatever, I forget about it. Like it should not eat up any bandwidth in your brain. These things are not universally, not uniformly distributed.